I have my hands washed already now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and square off the potato. You guys have done this many times. It's something that we'll do many times. The only way to really get good at knife skills is to do repetition on those, right? I'm going to go ahead and cut the potato lengthwise so that I have about 2.5 to 3 inches long. Now, the one thing that I wanted to mention is that no one ever told me that none of the customers ever complained when they came into my restaurant that is not a perfect julienne. What they did tell me was that it was not consistent with one another. So I want to make sure that all your cuts are consistent with one another. What I do is I want to remember, hold the hand like a claw, and then position that right on top and press down so that it exposes that knuckle, right? And then go ahead and slice down. And we're going to do 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch. And you want to cut the entire potato all thickness of 1/16 of an inch, right? All right, so I'm going to have some scraps at the end, but now I have a bunch of slices all cut 1/16 of an inch, right? Then what I can do is I can stack them up in a manageable height. All right, so I'm going to do like 3 high, and I'm going to go 1/16 of it again. Now, what I'm doing is I'm making a decision and then making a cut, making a decision and then making a cut each time, right? So I am just cutting it 1/16 by 1/16 by 2.5 to 3 inches long, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. 1/16 by 1/16 by 2.5 to 3 inches long. Now, by this time, you guys should be getting more and more efficient with your knife skills because you've been practicing, right? So instead of just doing one at a time, you want to make sure you're stacking your vegetables, right? You guys, again, should be following along with me, doing exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, remember in the beginning, we did it in such a way as to where you watched me first and then did it. I want you following along with me right now. So what I have now is I have a bunch of julienne, right? They're matchstick, right? So it should be 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch by how long? 2.5 to 3 inches long, right?
4 inches.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of those now, and I'm going to place them over here on my. I have a little parchment paper set up here, so I'm gonna do that. Set it over there, and I'm going to take the other half, and I'm going to leave it on my cutting board like this. You see this? All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them. I have some that aren't actually perfect, so I'll just get rid of those. I'll use them into making mashed potatoes or something like that, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the brunoise. Now the brunoise is 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I'm going to stack it up, I'm going to use the claw to hold it together, and I'm going to go ahead and again, this is repeated. This is again repeated. You've done this many times already. Again, we've had requirements for you guys. All right, and we're going to just keep going. And again, repetition is the best way to get efficient at this. So now you have a bunch of brunoise, right? 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch. All right? Okay. All right, so that's that. We're gonna do batonette now. I'm gonna take another potato. I'm gonna go ahead and square it off exactly the same way as I did the julienne. And again, squaring it off. I want it to be all this. So what I'm gonna do when I square it off is I'm actually using the cut that I did previously, and I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I adjust my knife this way and this way to ensure that I have a perfect cut, so I have a perfect rectangular shape. And again, this is visual mathematics, what you're doing here with your face, right? With your eyes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go again 2.5 to 3 inches long. Now, many of you have a ruler nearby, and that's fine. You can go ahead and measure it if you'd like. But now I have a perfect rectangle. This one now, instead of doing 1/16 of an inch, I'm going to do it quarter inch. So I'm going to go ahead and get 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, just like that. So I'm cutting much thicker, twice as thick as the julienne, right? So it's twice as thick. So if I hold them next to one another, I can see that it's exactly twice as thick as the 1/16 of an inch cut I've already made, right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stack these on top of one another, and I'll do them. I have 4 slices, so I'll do 2 and 2, and then do 1/4 of an inch again. And again, you want these cuts to be perfect. Remember, you're demonstrating the skill of the chef, or the lack of the skill of the chef, one or the other, right? Whatever you're doing. So you want to make sure that you demonstrate the skill of the chef while you're doing it, right? So now I have batonette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I want, the requirement for the practical is 2 ounces. So go ahead and take half of those, stick them over into your batonette, and then I'm going to take the other half, I'm going to line them up like exactly the same way as I did with Julienne, and I'm going to go ahead and cut 1/4 inch again. And now what I'm creating is 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, which is what? Anybody? It is the small dice. The small dice. Thank you. Small dice. Good. So we'll go ahead and put that onto our tray here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a carrot now. And I'm going to go ahead and, some of you are using carrots, so I'm going to go ahead and just practice with the carrot. And I'm going to make 2 rectangles with this carrot, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 rectangles with the carrot. So I'm making them 2.5 to 3 inches long. Making rectangles, right? And more rectangles, all right? And again, it seems like I'm wasting a lot of carrot. I'm not. I'm going to be using this for mirepoix. I'm going to be using, all right, I can chop this up to make mirepoix for my stock or whatever. So I have all those. I'm not throwing those away. I'm keeping those, right? I'm keeping those. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to do the julienne and carrots now. So julienne and carrots is 1/16 of an inch, right? 1/16 of an inch. Again, 1/16 of an inch. And I'll go ahead and cut all those slices. So if I'm going to do a task, I'm going to do one task. I'm going to do it once, and that's it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stack up my slices. Hold them, remember, with the claw, right? I'll only protect the fingers you want to keep, right? So you protect them with the claw. You get your knife, again, positioning the knife with my pinch grip. Remember, I pinch it with the pointer on one side and the thumb on the other. Again, this is repeated from right? 3 fingers get wrapped around. This way, if the knife starts to veer right, I can apply pressure with my pointer. If it starts to veer left, I can apply pressure with my thumb. So I have the pinch grip. Now I have control of that knife at all times, right? Now, again, what I'm going to do is julienne, 1/16 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch. So again, perfectly julienne matchsticks, right? Just like that, okay? I'm going to put those with my other julienne over there. These I'm actually going to cut. I got to go too high because the carrot's a little slippery, right? And just go as many high as you can, 2 or 3 high maximum, okay? Stack them up. Again, you want to be as efficient as possible because you want to be able to create perfect knife cuts in a timely manner, right? Remember, the chef is paying you by the hour, right? And so you want to be very, very efficient. Remember, you got a lot of things to do on your mise en place list, on your production charts and things. You want to be able to get them all done, and they all have to be perfect, right? 5-star, 5 diamond, 3 Michelin stars, all of that. You want to be ready to go for the fine dining restaurant, right? And again, this is going to be the brunoise, okay? 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch, right? So I've done my brunoise now. So now I have my brunoise in carrots. I also have my brunoise in potatoes, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just slide those over into my pile of brunoise there. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the carrots. I'm going to cut this again. This time I'm going to be making batonette. So again, 2.5 to 3 inches long. Again, consistent with everything. I'm going to go ahead and rectangle, turn it into a rectangle again, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do a second one as well. Rectangle. And again, I'm just rotating, making sure that I make a decision and then make a cut. Make a decision and then make a cut, just like that, all right? This one is going to be what? 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, sorry, all right? And why do we keep repeating this? The reason why is because if you learn these, all the other knife skills are based off of these, right? So we'll go ahead and make, again, we'll make the batonettes. I'm going to stack them 2 high, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch by 2.5 to 3 inches long. I'm stacking them only 2 high because, again, they're a little bit slippery. You want to be able to maintain control, right? So you have 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, and I continue. All right, now these, again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a manageable amount, which is, I think, half of these, right? About. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue. Hopefully you guys have all caught up now with me since I've done each one twice. All right, and we're going to do 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, which is what? Which is going to be your right? So I have my batonette here, and then I have my small dice here, right? So I have my carrots and my potatoes together, right, like that. So I can actually add these to my stews and garnish the tops of my boeuf bourguignon or whatever it is, right? Now the next one I want to teach you is the tournée, right? The tournée. So the tournée, I'm actually going to need my paring knife for that one, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hold it in my hand, so I can kind of pinch it like this, right? I'm going to go ahead and make 4 pieces out of my potato, and this one's going to be tricky, right? Again, this is part of the practical. So I want you guys you're going to have to practice these. The only way to really get good at tournée is to tournée like 40 pounds of potatoes, all right? So that's the best way to do it. And again, just go ahead and while you're in quarantine, you can go ahead and practice your tournée to make it perfect. Again, the tournée, as you guys have read about and seen before, is that it is a football shape. How many sides? Anybody?
7.
7 sides. Very good. Very good.
7.
Who is that? Doris? 7.5. Who said 7.5? It's 7 sides. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take. It's about 2 inches long, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in my hand with my pointer finger and my thumb, and I'm going to just use a curving motion and curve all the way around, just like that, as one piece. That's 1, and then 2, and then 3. Again, don't let it slip. 3, and then 4. Just rotating all the way around the potato, right? And then 5. Again, and you have to make that football shape. And then 6. All right, and then 7. You make it into the football shape. Then, all right. So you have a perfect tournée. You see that? 7-sided football shape, right? Go long, right? We're gonna have NFL this year. I hope so. All right, we have the new stadium in Las Vegas, I heard. So hopefully we can all go to that one. Anyway, all right, so we're going to go football shape again. 1, again 2, again 3, 4. Everybody counting out loud. 5, 6, and 7. All right, and 7. There's 2. Two tournée. Anybody struggling with the tournée now? Again, remember, don't cut your finger. Remember, with your knife skills, you want to make sure that if you start cutting your finger, stop cutting immediately, right? That's the rule, right? Start cutting your finger, stop cutting immediately. All right, go get a Band-Aid. All right, no, I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. That's not something to be joking about. All right, that's, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, this ain't working.
Again, it takes practice. Who's that? Tiffany Ocaris?
Yes, I gotta practice this one for.
Oh yeah, that's a practice one, right? Okay, so one more, right? Okay, again, if you want to stop it, just take a look at me for one more time. Again, I'm grabbing the knife, so I'm allowing about an inch of the top of the knife to be exposed, right? Literally holding the blade of the knife like this, right? Now I'm doing this kind of thing, and I'm gonna push with my thumb. So I get 1, rotate 1. I'm actually using this part of my finger as kind of like a braking system against the flesh of the potato itself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, just like that. You have 7 sides. Sometimes you have to go back and fix it a little bit. No whittling though. Don't spend a lot of time, right? Okay, and anyway, so then these could be roasted, garnished on a plate. You can actually do tournades, all the different types of vegetables, even things like zucchini, yellow squash. You could do all the different root vegetables, even things like chestnut squash, butternut squash, things like that can all be tournade. You can actually do fruits as well. You can actually do things like apples, pears, you know, the hard, crunchy fruits and stuff. So, all right, that's a tournée. I'm going to put the tournée here, right? And I'm going to show you one more thing. I have some garlic, and again, this is not part of the practical right now, but I have some room on my parchment paper here. I wanted to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these in half. Garlic cloves, they're peeled already. And again, it's not required, but you can go ahead and check it out. Then what I do is I'll actually go ahead and smack it, move it. And all right, see that how efficient that is? So some people will chop garlic and they'll take all day, right? So smack it, move it. Take your aggression on it, just smack it. All right, and then what you want to do is, again, for mincing, you want to make sure that you have the front of the knife is doing the rocking. Front of the knife's doing the rocking, and the back of the knife is doing the chopping. So I hold my hand on top. I have my 4 fingers faced away from me. My thumb is on the bolster of the knife right there, and then I'm just going back and forth. Back and forth. And again, it's almost minced already because of the fact that I smashed it on my cutting board, right? Now you want to do this on your cutting board right before you cut your strawberries and your cantaloupe and your pineapple. No, I'm just kidding. Not the garlic, right? You're going to taste it. That was supposed to be funny. All right, so we have that. All right. So we're going to be catching up on the demos this week. So sorry about last week. We had some difficulties with the computer. All right, so we're going to be catching up on those. We're going to be doing the chocolate truffles this week. We're going to be doing lots of different things this week. We have to do the thickening, the sauce thickening method. So we're actually just going to be thickening things like, just like store-bought stock or water or whatever. And we want to get that nappe consistency right down because that is a core competency for this course. All right, now the one thing that I love about the mince is how it evenly disperses through your sauce, right? So you can actually add that to your pan and saute, and your whole house, the aroma of the garlic will fill the entire your entire home, right? And all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's really kind of fun. Anyway, so what we're gonna do now is I'm going to call your name, and I want you to show me what you've done so far. Should I give you a couple of seconds to catch up? How are we doing? All right. All right, who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? That's it. You can cut that.